Hobbs Parker's classic car auctions never fail to bring a bit of bright and sunshine to the otherwise sometimes dreary south coast, and the next auction on the 17th and 18th of July looks set to be one of their best yet, Phil. Brilliant
Absolutely.
stuff.
And we start with the car I learnt to drive in. Well, not this exact one.
Not this exact one.
But a Rover Metro.
Oh yes, this one is a Rio. So one of the special additions they did towards the end of the Rover Metro's life. Very, very basic car. This 4-speed, 1.1, and actually rather charming little thing.
It's had a bit of money spent on it as well. I think the cam belt was done in 2022. So needs a polish.
It needs a bit of a polish.
I think otherwise it's really straight, lovely condition.
I think the hydrogas might need some tending to, but the interior is genuinely really, really clean. This has done 70,000 miles, and inside, I think you would agree with that.
Yep.
Looks really nice.
No, I think that's. I think it's lovely, and again, so rare now. So
charming little starter classic. We love it.
Absolutely. Now listen, you're a 123 owner, Mercedes.
I am. I do mention it occasionally.
So exactly, it comes up. And of course the successor was this, the 124.
Oh yes.
And this is a diesel spec one.
300D, sir, turbo diesel. We never got these in the UK in a 123. And this is actually a genuinely nice specimen. It's just run in, it's done 92,000 miles, so it's about 5% of the way through its life. It's got the 8-hole bottle top wheels on it, which I really, really like. They're a nice wheel for 124s. Nice colour, cloth interior, automatic gearbox. It's got electric windows all round, so a really nice spec on it. Cruise control, which works. I think this is a really nice car, actually.
It'll just go on forever, won't it?
Bit of spit and polish, and I think this will outlive you, genuinely.
Yeah.
It's really, really nice.
I think so.
A lot of the cars for auctions kind of sit around, so occasionally the batteries go flat. This one, fired up first time.
Amazing. Yes,
love it.
Good. Yes, very good. And you can get a mini cab job in Tunisia or something like that.
Well, absolutely. If you like German saloons, but this is a little bit old and not quite fast enough, oh yes,
I think this is the car of the sale for me, I'll be honest with you, Joe.
I kind of agree with you. What
Audi
about this, ladies
S8. Audi S8.
Real
Superb.
underrated Q car this. If you've watched Transporter, I believe this car's in, and what a weapon. 4.2 V8. This is a Quattro, and actually this example, really nice history. It was father and daughter owned.
Father and daughter, yeah.
It's a local car. It's got a heavily stamped up service book. It was taken to Audi main dealers for years after the warranty period, then taken to Audi specialists, and actually it's a really nice spec as well, the blue with the grey leather.
And it's something like 380 horsepower by the time you get to this generation. It's 4.2 V8, 0 to 60 in just under 6 seconds.
Aluminium, so there won't be any rot. There's a couple of little bits of electrolytic corrosion which will need a bit of paint work, but structurally it's going to be sound because alloy doesn't rust. Inside, interior is immaculate. It's got the sat-nav in it as well, lovely dark wood. Again, this one fired up first time. I think it's lovely. You're going to hate me for saying this. I'd have this over an XJR.
Philistine. Anyway.
So you won't see me in any videos from now on.
Let's all go to something we can agree on though.
Oh yes.
A Peugeot 405 Estate.
This I absolutely adore. This is a bit odd for some of you, I know. This is a naturally aspirated XUD, possibly the toughest engine ever made.
Yep. I mean, it's not going to be a ball of fire, is it? What's that, 70 horsepower?
If that, and it's a big old bus, but
200 odd thousand miles?
214,000, sir. The best bit about this car for me as well, because it's honest, you know, there's a little bit of cross on that rear arch, there's a few little seals and bits of paint that might need tending to, but honestly, I would just keep it roadworthy and use it as is, because it's a charming old thing. The best bit about it, despite being a sort of early 90s car, 37 service stamps.
Yeah.
So it's been loved, it's been well cared for. The interior, I mean, just look at that cloth. That looks like almost brand new.
Yes, it's the facelift car, isn't it, with the newer interior, which has held up very well. It's remarkably good condition. So you can tell that basically it's been driven hard but maintained well.
Which actually, for a big diesel like this, is exactly what you want.
It's what you want it to, yeah.
Inside it's lovely. It's got a sunroof. It still smells like a 90s Peugeot. I think it's just lovely. Workhorse. It's maybe not one to win any concourse competitions, but if you want a car which again will outlive you, and with no reserve as well, and if you fancy it, you can run this one on chip oil as well.
Just run it all year round.
Oh, love it. I'm genuinely tempted to have a bid on this.
Now listen, I want someone to give this a good home. A Ford Zodiac.
It's crying out for some love. This is one of the often forgotten big Fords. We've talked about how much we love a big Ford. 3 litre, 6-cylinder Zodiac with 38,000 miles on the clock.
So this is the executive spec, I believe, hence the quad lights at the front.
Nice bonnet mascot there as well. This is back when Ford made cars you actually aspire to own rather than that horrible Puma thing.
It's got the 3 litre Essex V6, I guess, at this point.
It sounds sweet as a nut, actually. Yeah. We got it running. It's sounding beautiful. I mean, inside, look at the button-back leather. It's gorgeous.
I do think it's lovely. It needs recommissioning, really.
It needs a bit of love. Being no doubt, this is not going to be just chuck it back on the road. Take your time with it because these are getting rare now, and this could well be an excellent value project.
Yes. So someone needs to take this on with their eyes open. Really, sort of make it concourse. You won't lose out on this.
Not at all. And we always, if you fancy a bit of Americana, but a Cadillac is just won't fit in your driveway, here you have it.
Yep.
Really like it.
Beautiful. But listen, this MGA struck out because it's just an absolutely gorgeous thing.
I love MGAs. This is a 1600 Mark II, so it's a bit more powerful, not the kind of controversial twin cam, which can be a bit unreliable.
Yeah. And
this has had a lot of time and money lavished upon it. It's beautiful.
Yes, you can just tell, can't you? It's
really
restored
nice
some
spec.
time ago, I believe. But
wire wheels, black leather seats inside, the typical motor litre steering wheel. I think it's illegal for an MG not to have a motor litre in it at this point.
Does suit it though.
This is an early car, so you've got no exterior door handles. The windows, or side screens I should say, are removable. You've got the little pull cords there. And our cameraman Lucas, who is about 6'2", does technically fit in this. So there you go.
That's progress.
Don't let height be a barrier to entry. MGAs are absolutely blooming brilliant.
I just love the styling of these as well.
Gorgeous, isn't it?
Just a really lovely...
We've said before, if you stuck an Alfa or a Maserati badge on the front of one of these, they'd be £100,000.
Yeah.
But this is estimated at around 20 grand. And for this kind of styling and this kind of fun, I think that's a bargain.
Yeah, bang for buck, you've got an awful lot of car there, haven't you?
But if you're talking bang for buck, nice as this is...
Well, we've looked at a 405 estate. Here's another estate. But like the Audi, all-wheel drive.
Yes, indeed. This is a Jaguar X-Type estate, 2.5 V6, all-wheel drive, auto. And I'm sure you will agree, the choice spec for an X-Type.
It's good. I mean, you'd always rather have the 3 litre, but actually the 2.5 litre is not that much down on power.
And it's better on fuel.
And yeah, the auto is good. I think the auto and the 2.5 litre are better bedfellows than the 3 litre in the auto, actually.
The interior of this one is immaculate as well.
It's
the
good,
leather,
isn't it?
There's hardly anywhere on that at all. I would argue that's basically brand new. It's got a dog cage in it, but it doesn't appear to have ever had a dog in it because there's no smell or evidence of having carried a dog. The bodywork needs a good buff. It's not perfect, but actually, this isn't the most exciting car in the sale, but one of the most worthy.
But as a daily driver, modern classic, again, pre-faceless cars are getting rarer, and the estate was well regarded when new and still so now.
Pre-2004, so cheaper tax?
Yes, so it's a nice spec, just needs a little bit of spit and polish.
Let's be honest, Jaguar have pretty much given up making cars you'd actually want to own. They've pretty much given up making cars. So being able to buy a comfortable leather-lined V6 automatic cruiser of an estate car for potentially very little money, I think this is a great car.
Well, they got a lot of slating because they were Mondeo based, but of course there was nothing wrong with those Mondeo
I was
underpinnings.
going to say.
And actually, it looks great. They've aged well, and they've lasted well. So, well worth your pounds and pence.
Who would have ever thought that 20 years ago?
Well, listen, I think there's a few others in another compound which I think we should go and have a look at. So let's have a wander.
Definitely, let's have a look.
Right, so into our yard of curiosities, Joe.
Yes, indeed.
We'll start off with this delightful 1952 Austin A40 Somerset.
What a charming old thing. This has had a load of money spent on it quite recently, including a full repaint, so I think a good buff will bring it back.
Yes.
It's a lovely old thing.
Yeah, I mean, this is an era that sort of passes me by, really. It sort of predates my interest in cars, but what an absolute lovely example.
Yeah.
Beautiful. I just think
lovely.
It's great.
Summer family classic as well. Loads of space in the back for the kids. I love these old sunblinds on cars of this era, tremendous. And some of the chrome is a bit pitted. It's not perfect, but actually I'd leave that because it speaks of the car's age.
You wouldn't be afraid to use it either, so that's where it works. So I think that's really good.
And similarly, this has got the potential to be the same. Standard Flying 12.
A Flying 12, yeah. This is a 1947 car. Most of this, basically, all the mechanicals and everything is a pre-war design, sort of 1938 kind of era. And it's had some restoration work done on it, but it still needs a little bit more. So it's an unfinished project. The interior is looks like it was largely original. So you either kind of agree to go with the patina with it, or you do try and tidy it up. But
I think it's a real sweetie. And actually, as we talked about before, the kind of post-war, sort of pre-war up to just post-war cars, these are worth almost nothing in relative terms. So this could be a bit of a bargain as a lovely little project.
I think so. It's a project worth taking on, for sure. An era of sort of standard when there was just a bewildering array of models that all seem to do the same thing. But
and it's got all the standard owner's manuals with it as opposed to the modified ones.
Yeah, much better. Brilliant. Yeah, you got that one in before me. But anyway.
Talking of bargains, let's just have a quick mention of this. R52 Mini Cooper convertible. Yes. It's an 04 plate. All you need to know about this is it's MOT'd and on the road. It's got leather seats, it's got the soft top in good condition, and the estimate is £700 to £900.
I know, these are just so cheap right now.
Honestly, use it till it breaks and throw it away if you want.
Really tempted by those.
Really cool thing.
Really
Volvo
tempted.
V70R, now that's a cool thing.
Yeah, very nice. Yeah, very good. This is a curiosity, a Nissan Sunny. Nothing that extraordinary, except...
But it's a Nissan Sunny doing a wheelie, judging by the height of the front end.
So it was a training vehicle or something for Eurotunnel,
yes.
Which is obviously not far from here in Ashford in Kent.
So the Eurotunnel, for a good few years, pretty much since it opened, have had a mock-up tunnel with a carriage made up so that the employees could kind of practice for a fire safety, for terrorist attacks and so on. Yeah. And that's why this car's got no engine in it. It's for fire risk. That's why the nose is so high. But because of that, it's spent the last 25, 30 years in a tunnel. So actually, after a good clean-up, it's immaculate in there. Look at that interior.
You could tell everyone about your exploits with the Eurotunnel, but you would be a bit of a bore.
Yes, very
Anyway,
good.
there's also a similar training car over there, a Renault 21.
Renault 21. Now this one is even more interesting because you'll notice that hasn't got an engine in it, so that's doing a wheelie as well. But it's got a sticker on the bonnet that says something about the smoke machine under bonnet. So I believe this one was used for in the event of a car fire, so it would kind of flood the tunnel with smoke, and the employees would have to know how to react. So even more interesting. And when did you last see a Renault 21 of any sort? Let alone one with that kind of history?
Would you like resto mod it or something like that?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Or,
If you know, you know. Honda K24.
there we go. And look, there's a couple of M100 Lotus Elans, look.
These are both projects, clearly, but as we've said before, underrated car, the M100, so well worth saving, I would say.
Absolutely fantastic. Well, let's go back into the main hall for our little final selection of cars, because there's some really beauties over there.
Brilliant, you'll like this.
Right, some real gems in here, Joe. I've got to
yes,
say.
tightly packed in, but many of them. I mean, Audax Minx Convertible. When did you last see one of those?
Yep, lovely. I'm a big fan of four-seater convertibles.
Absolutely.
So that would be definitely on my list.
Another MGA. This one though is baby blue. It just looks absolutely gorgeous, doesn't it?
Yep, that's good there. Morris Minor convertible.
That's a really nice example.
Mark
This
1
one-
Ford Escort there.
Ford Escort 1300 XL, sir, posh one. We've got a British Racing Green Healey 3000 there, massive fan of that. There's a Jaguar Kougar kit car here, which is a real obscurity there. It's XK powered, it's a bit of an oddity, but we quite like it. And down the back, a barn find Renault 5 GT Turbo project car. It's going to need a lot
It's been off the
of work.
road for like 30 years or something like that, so it definitely needs recommissioning. But again, unmolested, a restoration project for sure.
Nice colour as well.
I think that would be marvellous. Sunbeam Rapier Fastback Coupe.
H120, they are a properly cool car. That is a really nice example, kind of turquoisey green. Yeah, I'm a fan of that.
That's a lovely example. SL500 over there. That's looking really
R129,
splendid.
that is a proper car, that.
And there's this Riley 12 horsepower thing over here.
Again, being no doubt that one's a project, but again, like so many others, it could be a bargain, and it's going to be a delightful thing when it's finished.
Yep, I just think that's marvellous. And a little bit of trivia, Sunbeam Rapier and our Peugeot 405 in the earlier, both technically built at Ryton in Coventry.
There you go.
Disclaimer, the estates may not have been built
May
in
not have
Coventry.
been. We'll check our facts on that one.
You can let us know in the comments.
But I think that speaks volumes of the kind of eclectic mix you get from a Hobbs Parker sale. I mean, I've never seen such a mix of from 50s right up to mid-2000s, luxury, people's cars, family estates, diesels, V8s, just something for everyone in this sale. It's absolutely amazing. So go and check out Hobbs Parker's website for the full list of all the cars in the sale. Come and visit their Ashford site to see them in person. And the auction itself is from the 17th to the 18th of July. You can bid over the phone, you can bid by proxy. There's various different options available. Go and click. And if you do buy anything, do let us know.
And let us know which ones are your stars of the show. So let us know in the comments.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you again soon.